I'm Angela Wolf. I'm a fashion designer and online instructor, and today we're going to talk about the 40s. In the 40s, women went to work because of the war, and they didn't have pants, so they wore men's pants. Towards the end of the 40s, the pants all of a sudden became a little more feminine with a side zip, which is what I want to show you today. On these pants right here, we have a side zip, a hidden zipper, and on the waistband, I actually have a button back here. Because when you zip this up, like this, you wouldn't want a gap in the waistband to show. So let me show you how to do this zipper. I'm actually going to show you on a pair of shorts because you don't need to watch me sew the entire seams of pants. But ironically, in the late 30s, tap pants were very popular, which are shorts just like this. So let me show you something here. This is a regular zipper in the side. And what I was talking about on those pants, see how up here I just have a hook and eye. When this is closed, there is a little gap right there. There's nothing wrong with that, but I want to show you how to do it the other way. Another thing I want to draw to your attention is notice that this zipper is on the right-hand side. Left-hand side is proper for women's pants, and it started way back then, actually way before then, because they had dressers. So the dressers that were dressing the women would always zip up their pants for them, which is why it's on the left side, which is why all of our flies are backwards, different than men's pants. So I personally prefer the right-hand side, so I did this for my own shorts. For this pair, I'll do the left-hand side. But just know if you're making your own clothes, it really doesn't matter, it's your preference, but now you know the reasoning. So what you're gonna need, here is 2 fronts and 2 backs. I always put in the hidden zipper or whatever zipper, if it's a hidden one, I put it in first, it's just easier. So here's the side that we're going to put the zipper in. I have just fusible interfacing. I've pressed that into place. What this does is when I insert the zipper, it helps this not to stretch out. I also have 2 little snips here, which I've made them a little more exaggerated than I usually do, but just so you can see that. Now, the zipper I've chosen is not the same color purposely so you can see what's going on. And I've also chosen a zipper that's way too long because sometimes when you're using some really fun colors like this, you can't find the matching color. You'll find a 22-inch zipper or a 14-inch zipper, so I want to show you how we're going to insert that and shorten. So let's go to the sewing machine, and you're going to need some pins, a fabric marking pen, and a regular zipper foot. So here's the front of the pant or the front of the shorts. Here's my zipper. Make sure you have everything facing the right way. So the zipper's facing up, the right side is facing up. Now open this up. One little trick that I did do is I pressed the coils open just a little bit to help my regular zipper foot get in there. So I'm lining this up with the edge. Now you don't sew it on this way. Remember, flip it like this. So we have the right side and the right side together. Put on your zipper foot. Again, I'm using a standard zipper foot, not an invisible one. You could use an invisible one if you'd like. I'm lining up, I'm just using a straight stitch at a 3.0, and I'm lining up the edge of this right along the serged edge. And you're right, I'm not using pins. And just start stitching. Notice the needle goes right down in the groove of the teeth. And I'm going to stitch all the way down to the mark that I made. Here's my snip. So I'm going to stitch all the way there. Right? Pretty close to there. Doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of get close. And do a back stitch. So this is what I'm left with. I'm also using green thread just so you can see what's going on. So I actually went a little bit past that, so I'm going to mark this with my fabric pen. And now I'm going to close the zipper. This is really important too, so you make sure that everything lines up. So this is what we have so far. The zipper's attached to the front. Let's go back over to here where we have that purple marking. I'm going to mark the other side of the zipper. Why on earth would I do that if we've already marked the shorts? Okay, so that's even. The reason is because if for some reason, when we attach this to the other side, to the back side, if this is a little bit higher on the back side, we don't have to worry about the zipper not lining up at the bottom. The bottom is the most important. So here we have our zipper again. Right side's facing up. Make sure you don't put this on backwards. Okay, so I know everything's facing up. Here's my back side. Maybe I'll lay it right here so you can see a little bit better. Here's my back side. And all I'm going to do is take this and flip it over to make sure that everything lines up perfectly. So you can put a little pin there just to make sure it doesn't flounce around when you open up that zipper. Double check. Yep, everything's lined up. I'm not sewing it on backwards. And because I'm using a longer zipper, it's actually easier. Open up the zipper as far as you want, way past your purple mark. All right, so now I'm going to go down to this little notch. And remember, we stitched just a little bit past that. So I'm going to move my purple mark just a little bit past. Again, you'll see when I'm finished, it doesn't matter, but it's pretty close. Don't make yourself crazy over it though. Just sew in the zipper and you can make some adjustments if it's not perfect. Okay, I'm going to remove this pin because we don't need it. And I'm going to use my finger to keep the edge of the tape, again, just along the edge of the serging. The serging is a great guide because it helps you to follow your seam allowance. Okay, we're going to go to the end. And you'll see when I get to the end, notice how this does not meet at the very top edge of the fabric. It's okay. Stitch to the end. And you're almost finished with your zipper. I'm going to close this because the next step we have is closing the bottom half of your shorts or pants. All right, kind of flip this around. There you go. See, that's great. The zipper doesn't even match and you can hardly see it. Now the one thing I want you to notice that this is perfectly even across here. That is the part that's the most important. So now flip your shorts inside out and switch back. Well, actually, you're going to use a zipper foot, but you're going to need to switch it to the other side. And we're going to slide. What you're going to do is stitch just above this stitch line down to about here. It's maybe an inch. Make sure that your side seam matches up. And move your needle to the far right position. And that allows your needle to get right next to that stitch. You can see the green thread, that's why I did that, so you can see it. Get as close to it as you possibly can without going through the zipper tape. Lower your foot and stitch here really slowly just to make sure that it's a straight stitch. It's kind of tricky. You've got a lot of things to the right-hand side over here. I'm also making very sure that my seam allowance does not change. And I'm just going to go down a little ways. I would, if I was doing pants or even these shorts, I would now change to a standard foot and finish that seam. But I think you got the idea. So here we have the stitch on the inside and our zipper. Let's go back. We need to press this. First, cut off your zipper. Give yourself a little bit of room. And you can cover this with a soft fabric, a lining, or something like that. Just cover that up and hand stitch. And open this up. Again, we would have stitched that all the way closed, but let's just press the zipper part so you can see what we have here. Now this is a curve, so ideally if you have a ham or something like that, it has some like a curve, but I just want to press this so you can see how great this zipper does look. Open this up. There you go. Our top lines up pretty closely, but let's look at the waistband now. So you have the zipper down pat. On the waistband, you're going to have a regular waistband like you normally do with, you're going to attach interfacing. This is fusible interfacing. I've already done that for you here. And I've pressed this waistband in half. I'm going to show you a little trick about inserting the waistband. If you fold this in half and then take one portion of the waistband and fold it right up to that folded edge. This is going to be the side that you attach to the body of the garment, right here. This is going to be sewn right to the outside of the body. Then when you fold this, now I'm going to fold this in half and take this back edge, which would be on the inside, fold that this way. Now you're probably thinking, why wouldn't have I tucked that under here? Well, this is the reason. That makes the back edge just a little bit, you can see just a little hair longer than the front edge. And so when you put the waistband on, it covers up all of your stitching. Just a little trick. And I've already done that here just to show you. So you can see, now I'm going to take this and attach this to the outside of the garment. So it would be attached just like this. I've already done that for you because the most important part is finishing the edges. Here is my hidden zipper. Here is my edge. So now, do you want to have your button here on the back side and this to be a flush edge, or do you want it to go this way? It doesn't matter when you make your own clothes. Do whatever you want to. So I'm going to have it where the front is flush and the back is a little bit over. This edge is going to be flush. Very simple. You have your folded edge as a guide, fold it back, and I usually like to put a pin right in that folded edge to make sure I don't miss anything. And I'm going to open this entire seam up. And I'm going to stitch right on the edge of that zipper. You can draw yourself a line if you want. I'll draw this for you just so you can see. So I'm going to be stitching just outside that zipper. If you stitch in too far, it's going to look funny. So just start, if you're really worried, start further away from the zipper and keep stitching in. Then you don't have to rip anything out if it's the first time you've ever done this. All right. I'm stitching right. If you're having a problem getting close to that zipper, you can change it back to a zipper foot. Okay, I've stitched that. Cut that off. Take your thumb, fold it in. It's a nice point. And you're going to actually tuck your zipper up into the waistband. Tuck your zipper up. See what I've done there? Take this and fold it like this. If you have too much gook, I would say, fabric and extra stuff in the edge, just trim off some of it. Again, I'm going to fold that in and fold it under, just like that. If this is still too thick, hammer it. I know it sounds crazy, but hammer from the wrong side of the fabric and it makes it really condense. So this would be all ready to start top stitching. So let's go to the other side, which is where we're going to add the buttonhole. I'm just going to make a mark here. We're going to give ourselves that much room. So trim it off so you know everything is perfectly straight. Again, turn this inside out and put your pin in here. And this time, I'm folding it just in half, leaving the little sides intact. You can do it either way. You can open it all the way up like we just showed, but I'm going to show you this way as well. Being careful not to stitch over your pin. Okay. There's my stitch. This is really easy. Flip it right side out. You can see my pen marks. And let's go back up here and press. So if you look at the inside, because the inside of my waistband, remember, was a little bit further over, it's covering up my stitch line. Let's go back to the outside. The one thing you need to really check is that these two, the top edge of your waistband matches up, which it matches up perfectly. So this is great. All I'm going to have to do now is top stitch all the way around the entire shorts, and you're all finished. Now when you put your buttonhole on, you're just going to put it here. Make sure it does not go past the zipper edge, and you're going to attach a button. That's how easy it is to put a side zipper in and cover up that little gap that could show your skin on the side.